Hello, hello, hello. We are here, alive, and I don't know what I'm doing today. So that's just kind of winging it. How's everybody? Hope everybody's doing good. Right now I'm like in a toss-up between working on some menu stuff or some save manager stuff. I don't know which one would be easier right now. Hmm. Let's do some saving. Alright. I'm going to need a couple of labels for this, I think, and a button. A couple of labels and a button, a couple of labels and a button. Let's do it this way. Grab a margin container. Could I? I could. That would work. That would be bad, but that would work. Let's do this. No, let's not do that. Right. Doesn't need to be a control. I'm remembering how things work in Godot again. Hell yeah. This will just be like health. Am I going to want that to actually be a label? Probably not. That's going to need to be a H box, no, V box. And then a H box. And then I can do this. I love how easy it is to make menus and things in, or just UI elements in Godot. It's so simple. Did I save that as? I saved that as that. That needs to go. That's not what I wanted to do. I want to delete this. And then, no. God damn it. Fine. Much better. well, do I remember how to do this? Penguin likes crows? That's good, I think. Also, hi, how you doing? How does this work again? Like that, okay. That should work. That does not work. That's because I need to play that. Oh, wait, no. That. There we go. That means awesome. Windows good, good. That's good. I am glad you're doing well. I forgot what I was doing already. That's great. Let's increase buttons. What? Yep, grand. Now I want to grab the labeled alt text, set that equal to whatever the value type is. That should work. Find out. Grand. It's gonna probably be better to have just a set underscore text function that's going to need to take in, hey, gotta be working on the game jam thing. I think the rest of the generic abilities and an upgrade system. Never made one before. Ooh, very nice. Never made as in you've never made an upgrade system before. That I could actually help with. I've made a couple of those. They are, depending on like architecture wise how you're doing it, relatively simple, I think. Usually. I'm gonna want to do type that should work. Yay for helper functions. Also, art, I'm I'm making more functions that do things properly. I hope you are like happy. Let's just pass through the value type and I don't know, 10. Yeah, it's a bridge I need to cross. Gonna also put the XP / power up drops, which means magnet range for pickup. Ooh, very nice, very nice. Yeah, no, let me know how that goes. I know at some point today I might be free, so we can, you know, do that thing we did last time for 7 hours. I have some snake things that I need to sort out first, but other than that, yeah, right. New question becomes, even though this functions, how am I going to handle the incrementing and de-incrementing? So let's do one down, one down. We're going to actually need a variable for this. Let's go. Now let's just do a constant because the constant should never change. So let's do constant. Value in equal to 100, and that should just have the value locked in like so. Don't overcommit. That's the thing. I'm not actually overcommitting too much today. I have some things I need to do, but other than that, should be grand. Now I can't remember what I'm doing here, so yeah, that should work for now. You're curious, by the way, Art, I'm doing some menu things today. Well, kind of. I'm doing some menu and save system things today. Part of my effort of going back through and kind of redoing some of my older content because it's terrible. To put bluntly, it's terrible. That works, right? That whole, hey, I now have better knowledge thing. I really don't like how that's like pushed all the way up. Push it down. Middle? Yeah, that's better. Let's do some 12 pixel separation. No, let's do 36 pixel, 38 pixel separation. That's better. It is a journey. I do agree with that. Yeah, Godot UI makes it so easy. This is just nuts. Like, this is just nuts. Because now what I can do on top of this, if I really want to, is I can add another VBox container, I can smush this into there, and then I can go and add a button, call it save. I'm going to want this inside of a HBox container. This is the only downside to me of how this works, is it's just container, 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 right? Layout? No, it's... yeah. Simple. Simple. Next thing to do would be to grab a panel behind everything to make it look a little bit better. Drag all that into there. Panel is going to need to be either recolored or decolored, depending, but ta-da, it's a menu. Now it's just hooking up the save and load functionality and the increase decrease functionality as well. So what I can do here is deal with this stuff. So this is the increase button. I need to grab the current value and just go plus plus. And this is the decrease button. That's not going to work. There we go. And then I need to, after everything, I need to call set text. And it needs to have the value type pass through and then the current value. Right. Next thing to do on this is figure out one thing. What is that thing that's bothering me? There's always something that bothers me about menus. I don't know why. This? Yeah, it's this, okay. Yeah, there we go. Now, layout, I need to add a custom minimum size. I'm pretty sure custom minimum size will like, I think 64 by 64? No, 128? $162? Should do it. That's annoying. Ah, well, it'll be fine. Little tester. So you should increase your mic by about 25%. That is the best that I can do for my microphone. That is about as loud as it can get. I've just increased it by about -3 decibels. Well, 3 decibels. So I think that's around, like, I don't know, 10%, give or take. Is that any better? Also might just be because I'm still kind of waking up. I'm talking a bit quiet. What the hell is next? Making sure these are being set correctly. That should be health. That should be mana. There we go. Increase my volume to 50 plus. YouTube is maxed. Wow. Okay, yeah, no, I'll have a look into that real quick. Give me 1 second. My microphone should not be that. Oh, I know why. Never mind. It's. I broke this last night and completely forgot about it. Yeah, put your your volume back to how it normally is. There is a thing that I kind of messed with and shouldn't have. This might get very loud, so I'm giving everybody a 5-second warning. 4, 3, 2, 1. How is that? Ooh, that's peaking. I don't like that. That should be much louder. Any higher than that, and I will be peaking my microphone quite a bit. 100% better? Grand. Yeah, now I just got to remember to not scream. So next little thing to sort out is the overcapping. I don't want that. So let's very quickly go and do this. Let's just go if, wait, no, that's not going to work there. This needs to go here. Just do it here. Above the signals. Green. Oh, it can't be greater than, it just needs to be that. There we go. I could just do... Nah, I'm too lazy to think about doing that right now. Oh, I'm gonna do it anyway, ain't I? Yep. Oh, crap, that broke everything. Sweet. Current value dot clamp. Can I clamp this? Nope. Can I just call clamp? Clamp. Current value between 0 and the 100, which would be floating numbers, which I dislike, but it'll do. It'll do. That's not going to work, is it? Because that won't run. No, I didn't think so. Clamping needs to happen. Yeah, never mind. We'll just do this the way that I had it done. Oh, that should work. Ah, stop it. Friend. Yep. So what I'm trying to do right now is just get a general view, right? So I want to just do some quick saving and loading and making it kind of modular so it's a lot easier to use, but also trying to simplify it a little bit so it can be handled for smaller games. I.e. not like a massive RPG that's a massive pain to save everything that needs to be saved. Ah, my vape's getting caught on that. Nah, that's annoying. Ah, I just have to mute. Nah, that's fine. Why not do get set and clamp the value there? See. Yeah, that's a good point. That's actually a good point. Let's see if I remember how to do get set in Godot. Okay, let's see. It's after the value here, you do get... No, yes, no, you do... Oh, my brain is already just malfunctioning with this. I haven't done getting and setting in Godot in a long time. I'm not trying to use setget because that is the old version. Docs me, baby. There we go. Where are my docs? There are my docs. Bam, bam, that's not what I'm looking for. This. Right there, got it. I think it's like set value stuff. Yeah, there's like a weird thing that always, it gets me every time. It gets me where it's just like you do the value and then you set it to the type and then you do this. And then you do get the value and you return the current value. And then you do set. And then you pass through the value. Oy. And then you would run the, clamp. That's, if memory serves, how this works. You don't need to do get, but have it. Sure, let's do this. Grand. Let's just murder this for now. And test. That immediately set it to 0. Eh. And that's because the value that's getting passed through should be fine. Wait, what? I mean, what? Oh. Oh. Is that correct? I don't know. I'm just messing around at this point. Grand. There we go. Yeah, I have the always have docs on hand. I can't stress this enough to anybody. Docs useful. Yeah, that works. Now I'm going to need to actually modify this a little bit because I need to do another constant for the value underscore max, which I want to put here. Value max needs to, actually that won't work. I need to just do normal value here like that, don't I? Because that should technically be the max value that I can start with. Yeah. Done, sorted, happy, right. Shave off a couple of lines of code, hell yeah. That means whatever this gets changed to, if this ever gets changed, it should also clamp it to that, right? So let's just test and make sure, even though that's how it should work. For end. Going to change this like that. That makes my life happier. Okay. That should pretty much be what it needs to be. That was a lot simpler than I was expecting. Hell yeah. This is really what I love about Godot UI though. Like, it's so nice. Yeah, it is just so nice. It's like you could just make modifications as well, just so clean and easy. It's great. Just gushing over the UI in this. Use buttons though. Make them a bit chunkier. Grand. Yeah. It's just nice. I think it took me a little while to actually wrap my head around like how all of this functions, but after I don't know, I've made a good few menus in my time now, and as simple as this is, yeah, you can do pretty much anything you want with it relatively easily. You don't have to learn XML for some ungodly reason. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Oh, actually, speaking of, next stream, I will be messing around with some Unity. Specifically, I'm just going to be recreating some really dumb little games like Pong. Pong's not a dumb game. Pong's an amazing game. Just to get me back into the flow of how Unity functions. Whilst also doing this stuff. I really need to remember to just mute my microphone when I do things. Yay. You can take out the logic for the stats from the UI and make it resource the stats. I can, and that is something that I'm thinking about doing, but yeah, it's figuring out how to handle saving and loading correctly. Just reference resource on the label, yeah. Art, I feel like the cogs are starting to turn. That's really cool. So you could make a list of instance label per the number of stats. Yeah. And I need to mess with something real quick. This. That should break my microphone. A little bit less. Like that. There we go. Trying to sort out my noise gate now that I've modified the gain on my microphone. That should function better. Right. The labels will just handle playing that logic. Yeah, that's in most instances, what you're saying is what I would do. In most instances, I'm trying to make sure this targets a newer audience, just some people that are a bit newer to game development. Like just getting the basics of saving and loading fundamentals down, things like that. Something that isn't specific, or doesn't require either a specific architecture or anything along those lines to just kind of work. And this is okay. Most of this isn't how a newer person would do this, but having basic values like this inside of the thing that you want to do is the kind of quote unquote newer or easier way to do it. So I'm just kind of taking the approach of if somebody has it actually set up like something similar to this, how would they go about saving and loading? Now, what I've done in the past with something like this is just going, hey, just create a save functionality that calls save manager, which is a singleton or something, and just goes from there. But if you're curious, by the way, this stems from the many, many, many comments I get saying the save system doesn't work or is broken, and it's just like, well, it works. It is putrid, horrible. The mark of pure evil to store your actual stat values in the UI. I know. I know. I know. Trust me, I know. But we've all been here, We've all been here at some point. We have all been here where it's just like, just throw the values on something so they exist. Now, realistically speaking, this is just on the menu. This is just to teach people how, hey, this is how you move data from one place to another into a save system and save it and then load it. Because how I tend to design my videos is just to be able to take this and apply it to most things without having to redesign like an architecture or redesign your architecture in general. So This is the simplest way of doing it? Question mark. I don't know. I have very relaxing music going on in the background, which I know is not getting picked up by the stream, which is probably good for my sanity. Oh, I should really add the music into this. No. The amount of things that opens up. Save 100.exe. How have I got my main menu set up? Okay, let's just do this. This is just placeholder things. So yeah, what I would usually do. Give me a second. Yeah, what I would usually do is have and this is where my brain starts to kind of hurt. This is more or less what I would do. Where everything would just kind of go into a data container, it's stored into the save manager, which would basically just be a dictionary of sorts. That would then get written to a save file, and then on load, it just sends one signal out, which attaches to all of these with the entirety of save data. That is wrong, I know. That's why I'm trying to rework this better. Like that's kind of where I'm coming from with this, where it's like it needs to just be different. You have data controllers, controller manager, save manager. Yes. Kind of. I think this isn't really showing correctly what I would do, but yes. Like in past, yeah, it would just reverse, right? It would just go, everything goes like this, and then it would reverse back down and feed. So more or less just trying to think of a different way of doing this, but I feel like that's reinventing the wheel. Always convert stuff to dictionary up and down. Yeah. Well, this is kind of the thing, right? Like, there's 5 different ways of saving in Godot, and pretty much 3 of those ways could lead to like arbitrary code execution from like actually within the files, which can basically turn your game into a ticking time bomb, which is annoying as hell. I.e., resource saving and loading through like resources and things like that. This is the security nerd in me just being like, yeah, that's dangerous. We don't want that. That's why I always tend to stick with dictionary stuff. For example, 99 NPCs, then we saved 1 to 99. Save data, load, know how many NPCs. Add. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, so that's it. That's kind of how I was doing it in the past, but that seems to be a little bit too complicated. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe saving data can just be a bit complicated to start. I don't know. Well, that's actually what I did in the past, right? This is kind of where my issue is coming from, right? I did a settings menu thing. It basically went through setting up settings, setting up menus, things like that. And at the very end of that, I also tacked on a save manager so it can save and load your settings and things like that. You follow the thing all the way through, and then it runs into kind of the same issue where it's just like something breaks somewhere. And it's the question that I usually end up answering the most. It's just like how to fix. Nine times out of 10, to be very nice about it, is kind of user error, right? Where it's someone new that's kind of learning how to do it. They make a mistake and they're like, I don't know how to fix. Which is fair. We've all been there. So my brain is like, how can I remove more user error? Like, just remove user error in general and just make it a lot simpler. I think maybe that's the thing. The save system I made before was relatively simple. That makes me curious. Inherit savable, yeah. Just drag and drop logic into the save manager. That would work. I think the issue that I'm actually running into right now is I'm trying to simplify something that is already relatively simple. Would be nice with interfaces. Yes, it would. But we don't talk about that black magic here, okay? That's voodoo magic. We don't talk about that here. Oh, I miss interfaces. Why did you say those words? Like, just give it the save load interface. Ta-da! That's it. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do it like this. Let's go. Did that just what I want? Not what I want. Why am I doing that? Where's scripts? There you go. Res go. This is gonna hurt my noggin, but it'll do. It'll do. Technically speaking, anything that inherits from this should be savable, so... Nah, that wouldn't work, because I would need to make... Oh, pain. Yeah, I'm trying to do this by just menus, because it's just a little bit easier to kind of understand. Out of curiosity, could I just... Why am I doing that? What do I pass? What am I going to be passing through into this? I'm going to be passing through... No, that would be a bad idea, because if I do that, then... See, this is already starting to move into that. I know for a fact it will be too complicated. Fine. Oh, I understand what you're actually saying now. Oh yeah, load is a thing already, isn't it? Yeah, I know what you're saying now. Hmm. Okay, give me 2 minutes. I'm gonna go on my little coffee break. Second to think, because the thing is, I love where this is going. Sure, let's have check. Oh, look at that, it does. Nice. Yes, give me 2 minutes. I'm gonna just take a quick coffee break, grab some more coffee because I'm gonna need it, and yeah, we'll go from there. Okay. So, I'm kind of avoiding the problem. I've just been talking to my partner about this. I'm avoiding the problem. I'm trying to kind of go at this from a there is no architecture kind of standpoint, right? And that's the issue is there is no architecture. There aren't many people that really teach architecture and patterns and things like that for Godot. There's a few, don't get me wrong, and they're great. There's not enough. Did you get where I'm going with this? It's just one of those things that I kind of noticed a while ago where it's like drag and drop systems are great, but for a actual future kind of learning thing, knowing how to actually lay out a project kind of just better in the long run. But it's also a bit more complex. It's a bit more spooky. Because the other way, the other way I could actually go about this is literally just creating a node, right? Just its own unique node that's just called savable. You slap it onto anything that you want to be savable. That thing grabs all of the information that it needs to, or just receives all of the information it needs to for whatever's on it, sends it off to a save manager, saves it, and then vice versa on the loadable, it will just receive the information it needs to load and pass that back to its parent. That would be one of the other ways of doing it. This still is in some ways better, but this is where it's like, well, that would be crazy. Yeah. My point is, without the architecture in place, save load systems can be pain. If I remember this correctly. This is gonna make you weep, and that is okay. So what I did in the past to kind of show this off, to simplify it. All right, hear me out here. Don't explode. Everything basically had a save data container attached to it in some way, shape, or form, and then they would just emit the signal, the same signal that every other class could use from Signal Bus, which was just save, which would pass that data container through, which would then get received by the save manager, which would then handle all of the saving, and then load would literally just do the opposite. Stop doing that. The issue that I kind of kept running into with this is pain. That is rough. That's my point. But that was the easiest way that I could get it across without applying any real things. True. Yeah, this is actually why I want to go back through a lot of my older content and just redo it, because rough implementations is one way to put it. The weirdest part was, though, this did work actually quite well. Now, don't get me wrong, there wasn't multiple classes, it was just one. And this contained all of the settings data. Like, it was a settings manager that basically turned all of the settings into a dictionary, which is what the save data container basically was. Just a resource that contains everything it needs, and you just got to emit across. And that got added to... Oh god, the more I look at this, the more painful it is. It basically got added to a dictionary, which then got saved. Yeah, no, that I 100% agree with. Like, once again, this is why I'm trying to go back through and fix, or just do this in a different way. And I think I really am just trying to simplify it too much. I do think at the end of the day, there's only... Yeah, it can only be so simple. And the way I have to look at this is, are people that have done their first 1, 2, or maybe 3 projects going to understand this? That's incorrect. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Implementation changes for each game. Unless it's a list. Yeah, that's... And it only has 1 script. Hey, that is still impressive, though. Like, less is impressive. But yeah, I think this is one of those situations where I'm trying to accomplish too much. I don't think save and load systems really are just drag and droppable, really. The concept is, yeah, but the actual creation of it does require architecture. Requires a certain way of doing it. And it's different for each game. 10,000 lines, wow. Wait, Celeste only has 10,000 lines? That's really not bad. But this is the thing, save manager is what breaks people. That's what I've done in the past, and that apparently has not gone over as well. Some people find it completely easy to use. Some people you struggle with it, and it's like, this is just YouTube woes at the moment. Also, 3,000 subscribers. Hell yeah, that happened. Four things, 2 dictionaries, 2 methods. No, that, yeah. But this is, as I said, that's what I was doing in the previous video. It would more or less just be save load and 2 different dictionaries. But you can kind of go through the Discord and see how many people kind of ran into issues with that. That's why I was agreeing with this. This is actually quite nice. Just having everything extend, everything that should be savable extend this is great. That is genuinely great. Only downside here I can think of is this. But that's because these wouldn't actually be containing the stats themselves. I'm so happy it takes me about 2 minutes to set up UI. Ah. Yeah, let me do this. Not food. Or I can delete that at some. I not. How did I do it? Okay. Just bear with me for a second here. Let me fall into a little hole. This is actually why I like streaming this stuff, because I can really just sit here and like kind of figure it out. I know. Just bear with me here for a second. Where was I going with this? Ah, I forgot. Oh. Wrong script. Me being a bit insane. Woo, there we go. Yeah, just trust me. I'm more or less rewriting a chunk of this. Doesn't. Did I just export that? No, there's no point in exporting that. I could just do this. And then it just goes equals that's dot do that work. Needs to be customizable through the editor. Never mind. Trusting the process, yeah. This is I'll do this a lot. See, what I'm doing on streams now instead of just working on like a larger project is I'm actually just working on some of the video things I would work on, which means everybody gets to see kind of how I work on videos, where I will just make a dump project like this and just kind of go at it until I figure it out. So that should give me the ability to just create a new stats, which gives me the ability typing, which is grand. And I can grab. Give me a second. The cogs are starting to turn. They're also kind of grinding right now. Oh yeah, my mic's muted. I'm on the ball today, I swear. And trust me when I say this, there's going to be a lot of problems. This is rough prototype, first pass, go through it, and then rework it. I'm trying to basically just figure out general flow at the moment for my own, like for myself, how I want this to flow. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of problems. Yeah, as you said, I could just make a factory for this. Do that thing we try to avoid doing where we code ourselves out of a thing. I kind of managed to do that without code. Just not specific to code. Mm. See, right now I'm trying to bridge the gap, right? What you're saying makes sense to me. But will it make sense to people who know a lot less? Like, just putting it very bluntly, that's my thought process at the moment. I'm trying to make this make sense to people that know a lot less, you know? Which is a wall I keep running into. It's like the state machine stuff. Start from simple. Start from a enumerated state machine, because using an enum per state machine is somewhat simple. And then kind of move into node and then into proper script-based state machine and kind of do that. God, the music I have on is too relaxing. Oh, that's why. I made it. See, that explanation is fine. It's trying to kind of phrase this. I think. Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna have to cut this here because I've got a snake to go and figure out and make sure she's okay. I think I know what I'm going to do with this. Art, if you are free after I've sorted the snake out and down to talk, we can chat. I know the issue that I'm running into now, which is actually really useful for me, and I appreciate the help with that. But I think I know how I'm going to kind of go about doing this. But yes, that's kind of all I can do for the day. What day is it today? It's Tuesday today, Thursday. Thursday is when I should be streaming next. I'm probably going to be messing around with some Unity things there because I actually want to do something that's just not video oriented for once. I want to go and make some little things. But yeah, no, enjoy. As I said, I'll be around in a bit. Everybody take care. Enjoy your days. Thanks for watching. Yeah.